Okay, hi everyone, welcome back. And in this update, we are going to check out Algorand's price chart, and I am going to tell you why I believe in Algo. We are building a magnificent bull run setup, and there is simply nothing to be worried about. But before that, let's actually get you worried a little bit and talk about a potential bearish count, because at any given moment, any analyst should be able to come up with a bullish and also bearish scenario at the same time in order to remain 100% objective. And also, in case the scenario that they expected didn't happen, they're not going to get surprised at all. So according to the bearish count in Algorand, starting from the lowest low, we are having just a very simple ABC zigzag, and for our sub waves, 5 wave up into a correction for wave B, maybe ABC, maybe WX point, not really important, and then another 5 into wave C. If I just go on the live chart, you can clearly identify the subwaves. So we talked about this so many times. Off of the lowest low to about this point, we are most likely having an expanding leading diagonal into, according to this count, an A leg followed by a correction for wave B, and this can be even to about the recent high around, let's say, 34 cents. Another clear 5 wave up into our C leg, and if this is happening, then okay, odds are in Algorand we are going to have a rather strong move down without a lot of overlapping of the waves in order to take the lowest low once more about, let's say, 14.5 cents, and we may end up going a bit lower than that. But here's a very important message: even according to this count, overall we are not going to flip bearish on Algo. No, in fact, I'm going to argue, in case that we get a move down and take the lows, it's actually going to be a great long opportunity. And the reason for it comes down to what is happening in terms of Elliott's waves when you go on some higher time frames. So first things first, let's just go around here. What do we have? From the highest side to about the lowest low down here, about 8 cents. A clear cut A, B, C zigzag, as you can see, with every single subwave. So the fact that we are having a beautiful zigzag to about the lowest low means, from my POV, that most likely in Algo some sort of a low is there. Followed by that, what do we have off of here? A beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up once more with all the subwaves, and then I'm thinking we may end up having in this area an A, B, C in form of a running flat. And well, if this is happening, then on a higher degree, what do we have? Probably a wave 1 followed by a correction for wave 2. And can you guess what is going to be next after our wave 2 is over? You guessed it right, a massive move up into wave 3, 4, 5. And since in terms of Elliott's waves, wave 3 is a rather strong and sharp move up, makes sense to argue that even in like very short term, meaning for the next couple of weeks in Algo, we get another move down, we should remain 100% bullish, because the risk to reward ratios in here just make perfect sense. If you want to buy Algorand right around here, around, let's say, the 15 cents area, your stop loss naturally is going to be under the lowest low down here, about 8 cents. So you are essentially having a 7.5 cents stop. But question, what's going to be your target? Well, I think a very good one for just this wave 3 can be around the $1 to $2 region, let's say even $1. In that case, you are having essentially an 85 cents target, but on the other hand, about, I believe, an 8 cents stop loss, meaning your risk to reward ratio in here is about 1 to 11, which is insanely good. So overall, one way or the other in Algo, I am going to remain bullish. It's just the fact that maybe in the short term, we are going to have yet another move down. However, pay attention, this is the key. I really do not have the bearish count as my primary case. Let's go based on that on 30-minute time frame and see what is going on in this region. So first things first, I think I need to talk to you about what is happening in this specific phase up, because can we argue this is actually the low of this move down in Algo, starting from the highest high about 33 cents to all the way down here about 24.5 cents. Okay, here's the thing. If you want to be optimistic, then okay, you have to be able to find from here to about this high in this initial phase up a 5 wave. And are you going to say this is 1, this is 2, and then 3, 4, 5? Okay, if you want to argue that, you know what, fair enough. You want to remember though, wave 3 under any kind of circumstances should not be the smallest wave. So based on that, let's just measure it real quick. Is it going to be smaller than our wave 1? As you can see, the answer is by like a very small margin. Yes, Is it also smaller than wave 5? The answer is unfortunately also yes. So what does this mean? It means there's a very, very high chance that we are having in algo from here to about the recent price action, some sort of a corrective movement. And ideally, I want to tell you that this is probably, excuse me, okay, an A, B, C, D, E, which in terms of Elliott's waves, we call it a triangle structure, meaning our move down is not over and probably soon we can expect something like this, yet another move on the downside. So this is my primary case for the next 24 to potentially even 48 hours. Question is, what is going on some higher degrees? You see, if we are going to have another move down, at that point, I'm going to argue we are actually having an impulsive structure on the downside. Here is how I like to argue that. This is a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to about here. Followed by that, we are having a triangle. This is probably going to be, excuse me, yet another 5 wave on the downside. And also this initial move down, I think we can all agree that it looks a hell of a lot like a 1, 2, 3 to about here, correction for 4, another move down into wave 5. So on a higher degree, what is this? You know it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a picture perfect one. Now, this has a very, very important message in it, and it's this. Odds are this is the beginning of a new move down in Algorand that is probably going to take, I'm going to argue, maybe like another 2 to even 3 weeks. Now, is it going to be such a bad sign? I don't really think so. In fact, I want to tell you that we are probably having, again, the sub waves for a great looking A, B, C zigzag. So as you can see, according to this count, in the short term, after like another small move down, we are going to have a move on the upside, but I need you to pay full attention to the shape of that move, okay? Me saying we are going to have a move up is not really that much of a big deal. Honestly, it is kind of predictable. What really matters is the shape of it. Are we going to get a very strong move, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a clear one, or maybe we are going to have a very slow and choppy move up, meaning this is going to be a correction structure. If we get a correction, well, okay, odds are that's just going to be into our B leg, and what's next? You know what? Another move down into C. On the other hand, if we get a very strong impulse on the upside, okay, that might open the doors to some more bullish structures. For example, you are still going to see me even at that point saying that this is indeed a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but then I'm going to argue this 5 wave is going to be into a C leg of an ABC expanded flat, which may have started from this point and it's going to be on a higher degree into this wave 4, and then we're going to have another move up into wave 5, and okay, fair enough, after it we are going to get a deeper move on the downside. The point that I'm trying to make is this: in Algorand, it seems like that one way or the other, according to the most cases, we are building a beautiful bull run setup, and after completing this possible ABC zigzag, well, okay, what are we going to have on a higher degree? 1, 2, and what's next? Massive move up into wave 3 and 4 and 5. So this, my friends, is exactly why I am so bullish on algo. And by the way, this yellow 5 wave up, I'm thinking on a higher degree, it's actually going to be into this wave 3, and then we're going to have correction for 4 and yet another move up into wave 5. And in terms of the targets, well, I'm not really going to talk about them right now because I know I am going to 100% get accused of being an absolute Mumbai. So why should I really do that? I really do not want that smoke. Overall, just know this: in Algorand, everything is going according to the bullish plan, and any kind of move down, any deep move down specifically, is going to, from my POV, be interpreted as a very solid buy opportunity. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in algo. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time with your family and loved ones. Goodbye.